If you're having PMS, you're definitely having an imbalance.
Yes, 100,000%. It increases the likelihood postmenopausally that you'll develop the big four diseases of inflammation: heart disease, diabetes, Alzheimer's, cancer.
Hey everyone, it is Bex here, and I am in the lovely New York City apartment with Alisa Vitti, who is the author of Woman Code, founder of flowliving.com, and you're also a functional nutritionist, which I just learned that word. What does that mean?
It means that we look at how the body functions, the endocrine system functions, so that we can get it to work better using food.
My audience is gonna love that because we love food.
Why not eat your way to wellness?
So I'm here on an emergency visit.
Yes, I know.
Another selfish visit. They all know that when I have a problem, I call in all the best experts to fix me under the guise that I'm helping you too. So we're gonna work on me for a minute. My periods are out of control.
Yeah.
Completely out of my control. And a little birdie told me that you can help me, because you know all about lady stuff.
It's true. I do magic with the ovaries, I like to think. So tell me what's going on with your period.
I have 4 children, which you know and they know. After the 4th baby, my periods changed. Up until this point in my life, up until 32 years old, they were always 3 to 5 days, totally regular, totally on time, easy to manage. And now it's 1 day of heavy flow, pure hell, and my moods are out of control, and my poor husband is ready to move out into the barn. Like, no joke, it is bad. There's no pain.
Right, but it's just this emotional drama for you.
Drama that I can't even get a grasp on. I can't even say, this is PMS, I'll just work through it. It's just utter despair.
And you don't even realize that it's connected to your hormones. You feel like it's real.
Right, I can look on the calendar and say, you know, my period's coming up, but I'm like, no, this is just way too bad. This isn't my period. I need to quit my business and crawl into a hole.
Right.
Every month.
So, you know, when I hear that there's this massive mood swing happening and there's a big change in the actual flow, right? You went from like sort of several days of like a good healthy flow to 1 day of very intense bleeding. To me, that's just really sort of easy, obvious estrogen overload, right?
Easy?
Easy.
I like that word.
It's a straight shot to figuring out why this is happening to you. So what we would want to do is take a look at what are you eating that might be inadvertently raising your estrogen levels, right? For example, you might be consuming some soy products. Here or there. Good. We'd want to investigate all the different things that you might be doing. You might be dousing yourself with lavender oil to such a degree that you're raising phytoestrogenic concentration in the body, right? There are lots of things that we use that we don't realize are estrogenic. Many essential oils, for example, are estrogenic. A lot of products, chemicals in certain skincare products are actually estrogenic. Some of them are good because they're phytoestrogenic. Some of them are not good and they're xenoestrogenic. And then we have that going on. But also, you're going through obviously a hormonal fluctuation where your cycle's completely shifted, and that could be the result of you having had 4 children, and now you're 35 technically. Now don't be alarmed. At 35,
I wasn't alarmed until you brought it up.
well, it's like everyone when they hear perimenopause they go but really at 35 every woman starts the perimenopausal journey, just like puberty takes from, let's say, 9 to 22 to complete. Okay. You know, perimenopause takes 35 to 50 to complete. It really varies. So it's a long process. So you could just be having some little bit of shifting going on as well with that. And we would just want to look at all the different factors. What are endocrine disruptive things that you might be doing in lifestyle and diet? And then we want to look at what are some micronutrients that might be missing for you that are not supporting the other hormones that would balance that estrogen out.
What's really exciting to me is that I hear you saying that this is something that can be in my control, and you keep bringing up diet. So we'll shift away from me for a little bit because I will just ring you on the phone and ask you for some more free advice. But what are some things to look at for the women out there who see a change, and it's not necessarily my change? What are things that they can address and look at right away when they feel like something hormonal is shifting?
Well, and let's talk about the kinds of changes you might see with your cycle, right? So you might see a change like with Bex, who has sort of a shift of a long period to a really short period. You might see the opposite, right, where you have a short period, it becomes very long, or you're bleeding for 3 weeks out of the month, or you're bleeding twice a month, right? You might see changes in color and consistency, which, you know, my sort of Dr. Oz simulated menstrual blood on national television. I love that we did that.
Oh my gosh.
You know, if you haven't seen the segment where I sort of break down the 4 different colors and textures of what your flow could look like and what that means, go to Dr. Oz and search for that.
I have to see that immediately after we're done here.
It's really important information. And you should be looking every month to gauge, you know, before you flush, what color is it, what consistency is it, because it will tell you exactly what your hormones are doing.
Wow.
So for example, let's say you see a change where your cycle has become really heavy, dark, and clotty, right? And that's new information for you. Or maybe it's just always been that way and now you're paying attention to it because we're talking about it right now. If that's the case, then chances are really good that you have a situation where estrogen is not breaking down efficiently in your body and it's causing all that clotting, it's causing the heavy flow. Let's say you have a different kind of color or a different change in your cycle where you get a lot of brown staining. A lot of women call and ask about that, email us and say, what does it mean if there's sort of brown stain at the beginning or at the end? That's a progesterone issue, right? You might not have enough progesterone to help your cycle actually do what it's supposed to do, start and finish, bright red, happy, healthy flow, right? So there's all these different changes that can take place. You have to be looking at color and consistency, timing, and then of course look at mood. Look at mood, look at bloating. If you're having PMS, we know you're having a hormonal imbalance. So don't just joke about it and say, oh, haha, you know, I'm crazy.
So if you're having PMS, you're definitely having an imbalance?
Yes, 100,000%. And the National Institute of Health came out in 2009 with the most extraordinary study that every woman should know. I want to make t-shirts for everyone. I read the BioCycle study. But, you know, listen, the BioCycle study, it unequivocally showed that if you have something as harmless as PMS in your 20s and 30s and you don't address it, it increases the likelihood postmenopausally that you'll develop the big 4 diseases of inflammation: heart disease, diabetes, Alzheimer's, cancer.
This is the biggest, I think, takeaway of this. Actually, I know it's the biggest takeaway of this video, because everybody who suffers from PMS is just chalking it up as something that they have to get through.
Exactly, and it's not. It's totally fixable, and you can eat your way out of your bad mood. You can eat your way out of your bloating. You can eat your way
Keep
out.
saying eat.
You can eat your way out of all these things that make you feel like, oh, I'm supposed to be crazy for this week. No, you're not. I mean, I don't have PMS. In fact, my husband was with a bunch of his guy friends, and one of them was bringing up the fact that, you know, oh, he was really concerned because his girlfriend or his wife, I forget, was talking about how she was just not feeling like herself for a full half of the month. Like she'd be normal girlfriend.
That's me.
For 14 days and then a different person for the second half of the month. And all the other guys were like, oh yeah, totally, I know this, know the feeling well. And Vic was like, oh yeah, my wife doesn't have PMS. And they all looked at him like, where did you find her? You know, but of course, it's what I eat. It's how I take care of myself. I'm so into empowering my cycle each phase of the week, right? Each week of the month, to make sure I'm eating in a way that makes sure I'm making enough of the right hormones and breaking them down quickly enough. So by the time I get to the luteal phase, which is the PMS phase, I feel great. I have energy. I feel good.
So this is the woman code.
Shall we show it?
Yeah, we should show this book. So this is the woman code, which you absolutely have to pick up, because we can talk about this for 5 or 10 minutes, but to really get into it, they should get this book. They should definitely go to flowliving.com and check out all the amazing work that you're doing.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. You're actually sticking around, and we're going to have another video that's coming up that you'll be able to see next week, which is going to be all about birth control.
Dun, dun, dun.
Or the lack thereof. Thank you.
My pleasure.
I love your message that we're in control.
Yes.
That we are meant to feel pleasure. Thank goodness.
That hormones are easy to play with.
Love
as long
it.
as you're playing with them with your food.
We love Easy. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Let me see your book really quick.
Yes.
Woman Code, go pick this up and visit you at flowliving.com. I know I'm going to go there right now.
Yay.